every Monday and Tuesday, Jerry will appear. He's right here. You can talk to him by your Morty. He's going to put you through a really annoying tutorial if you haven't done it yet, but I've already done it, so I don't have to go through it. Usually, you don't really need to build a team before meeting Jerry. It doesn't really matter since you're not locked into anything. But as you can see, I have a little team right here. I'll talk about the team more later after I do Jerry. There's hard, and then there's easy. I don't care. Hard is 3 tickets, and he gives you a pulsing. As you can see, it's a glowing green Morty. Pay 3 tickets, there's a 100% chance you'll get the pulsing Morty. However, if you play easy, there's a 10% chance you'll get a shiny. You may ask, why even play easy? Just go for hard, because hard is more valuable, which depends actually. For Jerry, the only way to get the pulsing this is Gardener Morty. The only way to get pulsing Gardener Morty is through Jerry. However, to get shiny, you could just go catch gardeners and you might find one. It's a 10% chance, which is higher than the natural spawn rate of shinies, which I think is like 10% or something. Don't quote me on that. It's definitely not accurate, but it's around that. It's not 10%, it's a lower. I'm stupid. Anyways, you can only play Jerry once. So once you buy one of these modes, there's no way you can back out. So once you buy easy or hard, you can't back out and choose a different Morty. And if you, let's say you beat easy, if it was easy, you get the Morty, and you want to play again and get a pulsing, well, you can't. You're limited playing Jerry once per account. They might change this. I'll pin it in the description or put it in the I'll pin it in the comments or put it in the description if they do change it. But Jerry's been out for like 27 weeks, so they're not changing it. Tomorrow is Summer's Van. I'll be doing a video on that when it is. But there's another difference between easy and hard. Hard, the Morty that you fight has 999 HP. Well, easy, it's 500. I'm just gonna play easy since it's only 1 ticket. Yeah, I don't care, Jerry. You see in the corner, there's a magnifying glass. It currently says question mark. And that's because I'm in the wrong dimension. If you want to find it, the magnifying glass will tell you when you're in the right dimension. So if I go here, you can see it now vibrating to get my attention. And you see it kind of looks like a timer with an exclamation point. The timer is 7 minutes. So it's like halfway through 7 minutes, like 3.5. Which, if we wait through that time, the pulsing Morty will jump to a different dimension and we'll have to find it again. As you can see, the magnifying glass vibrates the closer we get to it, so if we were to run away, skip this, zoom it up or something, you see it stops vibrating as much. It vibrates like the closer you get to it. So when you get close to it, it's vibrating like crazy. If you go on the map, there's several places where the moving Morty can spawn. All the red places are where the moving Morty spawns. So if you're ever unsure where it is, just look on the map and just go to every red place. As you notice, as the timer slowly gets to the end, you'll blink faster and faster, which I didn't actually notice. Also, I thought the timer would be enough right now, so like it would tell me I can't. But let's see. Oh, nope. Come on, get me out. I want to do the thing. It's already gone. Did they remove it? Usually, that's weird. Anyways, we're going to find it again. If you're curious, if you don't have a certain dimension unlocked and can't find the pulsing in any dimension you have, it's probably in the locked dimension. Oh, first try. There's all the red marks. Here's one of them that they spawn. Inside each of the red positions, the pulsing Morty will always spawn in the same place. And the Pulsing Morty seems to really like Mortyland and I just call it Plumbus. But as you see, we go fight it. Morty does go in fight animation. The moving Morty is always level 100, and the easy has 500 health, hard has 999 health. If you go into items, you can only use against wild Mortys, yeah. You can't use the Meeseeks box, and you can't use add items that do damage. And let's do our move. I'm splashing to remove defense. See, it insta-kills me. Even though I'm a rock and I use the scissors move, it insta-killed me. Every time the moving Morty attacks, it will do 100% of your health. Always. If it has a regeneration move and it uses it, it'll fully recover all of its HP. The strategy I'm using right now is the implode strategy. Look how much damage that did. Basically, you debuff its defense any Morty you want. If you want a more reliable way, use a Morty of like 100% defense debuff, like Flannel. He has Mock. It debuffs attack, defense, speed. You'll always outspeed a moving Morty, so it doesn't matter. An attack, it'll always one-shot you, so it doesn't matter. But defense, it has a medium debuff, but it's a 100% chance of hitting. And then as you see, 2 Moon Mortys, and I've already almost killed him. Imploding is the best strategy. You don't have to use Moon Mortys. I just am a little cheap and I don't have my Morty bot currently. Morty bot is an add Morty which has implode and an attack buff, but you usually won't be able to attack buff your attack, so it doesn't really matter. Black Hole Morty is probably the best Morty to use for this, since he has the highest base attack in the entire game, meaning his attack stat is higher for every other imploder. Let's say you mess up and let's say you mess up and the Morty buffing defense dies. You can always use items like it's Halzingers. You can use Halzinger. I recommend using this one since it's cheaper to make, and 1 HP or 100 HP or max HP doesn't really matter since you're gonna get one shot anyways. The only thing you should ever debuff in a moving event is defense. I guess you could debuff accuracy too. Paralyze it. Poison also works, but those are the only debuffs you should ever apply to a moving Morty. There's a few other strategies for moving Mortys. Gave me the little victory. I used the imploder strategy. Of course, there's another strategy with the poison strategy. Basically, you just poison the moving Morty and you try to survive long enough. Season 4 has a move called See the Truth, which poisons and paralyzes. Really useful against them. You just gotta hope that it does actually work. Glockenspiel has a move called Fan Art. Glockenspiel has a move called Fan Art. So does Trover. I can show you a Trover. Trover has a move called Fan Art too. Yeah, he uses rock with a paper. He's kind of OP. This also poisons, so like if you have any Trovers around, you could use him. Some of the cheaper Mortys is Snoozle, and Crow Morty. Snoozle unlocks poison at level 13. He gets a move called Snot Blast, which poisons. Crow Morty gets a poison move called he gets a move called Noxious Fumes at level 18. It's just a poison move, doesn't do damage unlike Snot Blast, but it still works. There's a third move specifically. There's a third team you can use specifically for Mortys that squirm, like Egg Morty. Where you use a cucumber or strawberry, you have to move Sprout. You buff attack while debuffing defense using the move Sprout, which causes the squirms to do more damage, which will cause the egg to kill itself. It's a very niche strategy which will only work it's a very niche strategy which will only work with egg. And since egg already happened like a while ago, we haven't seen any repeat movings. So that's about it. One question you might be asking is it worth it? Well, that's up to your opinion. If there's a Morty you really want in here, like let's say you really want a gardener, and no matter how much you search, you just can't seem to find it, then yeah, paying 1 ticket or 3 might be a good way to get a Gardener. But another thing that might go against this is if you pay 3 tickets for a pulsing and you're like, I don't really want this, I want to trade it. Then you try to trade it, you can't trade pulsings. They just haven't added that yet, which is a major downside of Moving Morty. It's a major downside of the Moving Morty event. People just don't want to play because they can't trade. Another downside is the fact that low levels, like if you're level 15, like Rick level. Another downside is if you're low level, like level 15, and you don't have very good Mortys, you can't do a whole lot of damage like I did with the imploders. And plus, you only get access to imploders if either you are an old-time player and you caught Morty bots when they were out, but yet again, they unlocked their implode move at level 50, so you might not even be able to use him. Or if you have traded for imploders from GF Mortanic, like GF Mortanic. Imploders only spawn there. Moon and Sun spawn there, which can make black hole. It's 24 moons for a black hole, or 6 suns for a black hole. And not everyone is level 30. Some are below that and just have trouble fighting their way up, since some people trade and get really OP Mortys at early levels. So being able to actually deal damage may be hard unless you do some time-consuming tactics like the poison strategy. For the poison strategy, you get a Morty like Snoozle and you just poison them. And you try to last as long. You can use Halzingers or whatever to try and last as long as possible so the Morty eventually dies from poison. Takes away 10% of the HP every turn. So you only have to survive 10 turns. And if you can debuff accuracy in that time and paralyze it too, there's a chance you're going to easily survive that. Another thing for some of the more pro players is IVs. Are the IVs rigged? And yes, they are. HP is rigged to always be 9 to 12, which means getting perfect and perfect trash is impossible, which is a major downside for many players who grind. A downside for many players who grind for perfects, specifically Demaf, which we can see using bots the EV train. Bots aren't very good anymore. Even though if HP is maxed out, or even if HP is locked at 9 to 12 HP IV, still means you get some pretty good Mortys. There's a few ways I've seen IVs distributed. Specifically, there's extreme and balanced. What these mean is extreme. It's like you'll see one or two really high stats and one really low stat. That's what I call extreme. You'll usually get one perfect stat and the other one is like close to it, 14 or something. Then the last one is like 1. It's really low. And then there's balanced, where like they're all kind of equal. I haven't seen them equal because I've never bothered leveling up a pulsing Morty, because they always come at level 5, no matter what level you are. As you can see from the Gardener I got. Cut back to like me getting the victory screen of showing me the Gardener I won. That's another downside of this. There's a few exclusives you got from Jerry, but they haven't repeated for a while. There's Bacteria, Landfish, Primate, which people call Monkey, because it's a monkey. Then there's Hiker, Backpacker, and Explorer, which shares striking similarities to Mountain Guide and his evolution line. Those are the 6 exclusives that you got from Jerry, which are currently skyrocketing in value. I have shiny versions, which are even rarer, because going back to the ticket price, Easy has a 10% chance for a shiny. So if there's an exclusive, like one of Jerry's exclusives, there's only 10% chance anyone has gotten a shiny version of it. And on average, you have to pay 10 tickets to get 1 shiny if you're using alts. So people who have shiny pulsing or shiny exclusives from Jerry, those are very valuable. And I have a few, because I grinded for them. Well, that's the video mostly. I used Pissmaster because he has this move, Splash, which Trover has too. I recommend using a strong debuff if you're a little on the edge. The higher accuracy, the better. You can also debuff Evade, which will debuff. If you debuff Evade, all your moves have a higher chance of hitting. So yeah.